Zero issue with that.
You never know. Some people care.
Oh crap,
Okay.
are you starting it now?
It's already happened, Ryan. We missed the story about you picking up your kids from archery.
Oh wow.
You'll
We'll
have to
have to-
regale William with the tale later.
I was going to say we'll have to put that in the the DLC. We'll have to pick that up later.
Agreed.
All right, so welcome to D&D this week. Happy to have you back. So let's see where we last left everything off. Actually, you know what? I'll give a bonus right now to anybody that can tell me what the last thing we did was.
Ooh, I
You're
got
sitting in front of the elevator door.
no,
Oh,
no,
right there.
we are not. We got in the elevator and we pressed the button and we started going down.
Ah,
You're right. You're right. You did go that far.
That's it. The doors closed and we're going downward.
Okay, Ryan. I am going to give you one little special thing that you can only use this session.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I'm going to give you a do-over. At any time during tonight's session, if you don't like the outcome of something, you can invoke a do-over, and then whatever the hell that was has to happen again.
Do we get to know what had just happened?
Yeah, no, like for instance, if you decide that you're going to kick the door open to the bar and the bar door opens up and the people inside go, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?" and immediately eviscerate you, you can go, "Do-over. We're going to go around the back this time."
Okay. So I have an inspiration point and I have a do-over.
For tonight only.
Score.
The inspiration point carries. However, I do top that out, not that it happens often, but I do top that out at 10.
Well,
So
that's good,
if
'cause
you
my-
hold your inspiration points for 10 games, you'll have a shit ton of rerolls. But
because my my score sheet here doesn't give me a number. It just gives me a sunny looking mark.
yeah,
for
that's
an
what
inspiration
it, all an inspiration point is exactly what I told you. You can replace a d20 roll with it.
point. Okay.
Okay.
So
So
how are we gonna handle William's character? Is he just gonna hang out in the elevator the whole time?
So I am going to, this is something that I do with all my games in the event that somebody can't make it and we elect to continue playing. I essentially put them into this special limbo-like NPC mode where they're with you, they just don't say anything, and no matter the outcome, they can't die unless the whole party dies.
That's
But they
when the
also-
do-over would come in.
But they also can't help you. Essentially, he's there to understand what the hell is going on, but cannot interact. It's like Weekend at Bernie's.
So he's grounded. He can observe. He just can't do anything. Okay. All right. Where do we go?
Okay, so yeah, you went into the elevator, you pressed the button, and the elevator went down. And the last thing you heard before you disappeared below the floor line was, "No, wait!" from the bartender as they saw you descend. So that's where we're picking up. The elevator continues to descend for we'll say probably close to about 5 minutes. And keep in mind, this is like pretty ancient tech, so it's going rather slow and rickety. But it is lovely to look at because it's dwarven technology. It's all glorious and gem encrusted and golden. It's beautiful. Pitch black, just the light of, if you're, let's see, we got 2 dwarves in the party. Who else do we got? You're a Genasi and you are a half elf. So everybody should have some sort of low light vision, I believe. Yeah, so you're traveling down just fine. It's a bit shadowy, but otherwise, well, and a little cramped, but otherwise it's fine. And after about 5 minutes, the car comes to a stop. Now, Let's see how well you can see this. The car comes to a stop in the center of a large room. On four corners of the room, there are torches that are illuminating the space, but only just barely. There are cobwebs on every wall and surface, and along the floor are littered the bones of several humanoids. I would like everyone to make a perception check.
I gotta remember how we do that again.
You should just be able to click on perception, your score next to it.
No, that just gives me a description of perception.
Oops.
If you click on the score,
No, sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing. All right. I got a nat one. My passive perception is better than that.
okay. And Kelly, what about you?
Like I thought I rolled, it shows that I rolled a 9, or is it not showing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I see it.
I'm not looking at the site right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got a 9.
You got a 9, and Heather, you got what?
16 or
Ooh.
16.
Okay, awesome. So we're going to go in order of the least amount of things seen and up. Assume that if you got a higher number than the person before you, you know what they know plus what I tell you. Ryan, you got a 1.
Yeah, but I got a +4, so I got a 5. Go me.
So with 5, you are pretty certain that the floor around where the car has landed is perfectly safe, 100% easy to move through, and all you got to do is avoid the bones.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Kelly, you know that this area is known for giant spiders. And these webbings look exactly like the kind you've seen in books. Heather, you know that those bones are not actually humanoid bones, but instead are the bones of a separated giant spider.
Oh, boy.
So Ryan, being that you are the first one to make a roll in this room, tell me, what are you doing?
Technically, I was the second one to make a roll in the room.
Were you? Oh, was that Kelly?
No, I thought Heather
Heather?
rolled first.
Did you?
I don't know, where do we see the history at again?
Oh, Kelly. It's up at the top, next to campaign. There's like a little chat.
Mhm.
Doohickey Bob.
Ooh, I
Oh.
love that word, but
That's what I use when my brain is not firing off fast enough.
Having
it looks like-
a brain intensive activity immediately after work is totally great for everyone.
It'll keep us sharp.
At least you're using imagination. So who rolled first?
I did.
Kelly did.
So I'm
Okay,
gonna
Kelly,
go
so
to one of those torches. So I
yeah,
can-
you get to
How's that?
declare what you're doing first. So you want to go to the torch?
Yes, please.
Which corner? Does it matter to you?
Nope.
Okay, so let's see. You're a fire genasi, right?
Yes.
Then I'm gonna use pink for you. So we'll say that you
Ibs on green.
come over here to the torch. Are you taking it off the wall? Is that your plan?
Yes.
Okay. You take it down off of the wall, and the torch itself seems heavier than it should for a piece of wood with, I mean, it's probably just about ancient given where it's at, but it's got maybe 3, maybe 5 times the weight you would imagine from a piece of wood like this. And as you take it down, you see that the sconce that it was held in recesses back into the wall.
Oh no. Moving objects.
I would like, actually, Kelly, what's your passive perception?
What is that? What am I looking at?
Should be, I'm gonna go ahead and pull mine up. so
Passive
it's-
perception is on the left,
Walk.
Kelly. It's the
Oh,
second
it's on the
large
top.
box.
Yep. Mine's a 13.
Cool, that's actually really good. So with a 13, then you would be able to hear from over here where you're away from the rest of your group, this slow sort of grinding sound, like stone sliding against stone.
All right, triggered something.
You don't see anything changing though. You just hear that. Okay. Who's next in the role here? Let's see. It's
Real quick, I
Yeah.
still can't find where that thing's at.
which
Where
thing?
the roll
oh.
is.
So in the upper left, there's a little comment box that should be highlighted in blue. When you click on that, then you can see the history.
I'm looking at my player sheet. Is that what you guys are looking at?
Yep.
Mhm.
So it's
And-
at the top campaign, the right next to campaign.
Do you see the hammer and the anvil?
Yes,
It's to the left of that.
thanks. Ah, there we go.
Mhm. Okay, cool. And I'm on the site now too, so I can see the game log. So let's see. Okay, awesome. So that means Cholula's next. Heather, what are you doing?
Well, I have some questions.
Sure.
Being the noob that I am, I have proficiency in animal handling.
Okay.
Would that help me here since I'm aware that this critter or the bones are a critter?
Mhm. So,
Also,
so yes and no.
Okay.
So technically, animal handling is for interacting with animals. Like if you ran into a wild horse, you could roll animal handling to be able to mount it.
okay,
You ran into a pack of wolves, you could roll animal handling to get them to go away. In this case, animal handling isn't especially effective. This would be more of a nature roll.
okay. So then my other question is, am I aware of what happened with Kelly?
Like
Do I
that
do I
Kelly went
hear
over-
that stuff too?
You wouldn't have
No,
heard
okay.
that because you're too far away from where that
Okay.
torch was pulled. What you would know is that Kelly left the elevator, walked down onto the floor, and then over and removed one of the torches. That's what you saw.
Okay. I'll be honest, I don't know what to do.
So here's a couple of neat ideas and see if it inspires you to do something. You could go closer and examine the bones that you know are significant. You could also go over and examine one of the torches. You could go over and see Kelly and see what's going on over there. Or, if you want to go the other way, you could always just push Ryan out there and see what happens.
Well, actually, I was kind of thinking that I want to check out the bones, so I'm going to check out the bones.
It's a good idea. So you move up closer to the bones. Let's see. What color should I use for you, Heather? I've got purple, I've got blue, I've got orange.
Orange, please.
Orange. You got it. Okay, so let's take one of these black ones and we'll make a couple of marks. So here's one, here's another, and here's another. So each of those black X's is one of the piles of bones that's here. Which one do you want to go to? This one would put you closest to Kelly.
That's
that
what I'm
one would-
thinking. Let me go close to Kelly.
Okay, cool. So we'll go ahead and make a mark right here. And that little orange mark is you.
All right.
So you get up close to the bones, and I'd like you to make actually, what's your passive perception first? This is important.
13.
Okay. As you get closer to the bones, you start to hear something. You can't really tell what it is. Maybe it's running water, maybe it's hard to say. Effectively, for you, the player, you're hearing what Kelly is hearing right now, but you're far enough away, you don't know what it is.
Okay.
Just for you, the player, the character doesn't know. Secondly, the bones are rocking back and forth just suddenly, just slowly, just not continuously going, but like you watch them and then they just go. You can make a nature check now.
All right, let's do it. $25.
That's a beautiful roll. Okay, awesome. Yeah, you get close enough to it and you look very confidently at these bones. It's almost like you've grown up around giant spiders yourself. And something seems off. The bones don't appear to be like cut apart like you would have thought from far away. It looks like they were just slashed apart and distributed about the room for whatever reason. They look as though they are in fact slowly sort of undulating. Each bone that is sort of sticking up in this area, you start to see slightly move, and you realize that it's actually hundreds of tiny spiders.
Ooh. I got the shivers. That was scary. Okay.
I'm going to give you a freebie on top of it because you rolled so kind nature check. You know that there's only one species of giant spider that this specific way is how they breed. And that is the Death's Head spider. They have a death touch effect that deals 1d10 poison damage on top of their original poison damage for being a spider. They're very vicious. So this, for your nature roll, is a Death's Head spider breeding colony.
Oh boy.
And you are the only person in the room aware of it right now.
Can I just holler it out? Guys.
You cannot.
Okay.
Only because in a turn you effectively get 3 actions. You get like a move. Okay. You can do like a major action, like an attack or a spell or a skill check. And then you get a free action. And a free action is like, yes, you can talk, but it would be like the amount of words you can fit into 3 seconds. Not enough to really convey a lot. Maybe a free action, you could turn and go, run! That's about what you get.
Okay.
But you've already done a lot this turn, so we're gonna call it.
I'm gonna settle down.
Nothing's attacking you yet. It's definitely creepy as hell though.
Okay.
Ryan, that makes it your turn.
So question, my active perception was lower than my passive perception. Why does my passive perception not tell me more information than my active one?
Huh? What do you mean?
My passive perception's a 14.
Yeah.
For this perception check, I rolled a 5.
Yes.
So why is it that at my active perception being so low, why wouldn't my passive perception tell me more than just what my active one told me?
Oh, I understand the question now. So the difference between an active perception and a passive perception check is that your passive perception is the kind of thing like if you walked into a room with nobody in it and you felt weird about that, like something felt off, that's your passive perception, and you would immediately go, something's wrong, and look around more. Your active perception is, I'm in a room and I'm looking for things.
All righty.
You ever been looking for something so hard, and then after you're getting frustrated looking for it, you end up finding it the first place you looked? That's the
Yeah.
difference between active and passive perception.
You mean like when you turn on the flashlight on your phone so that it will help you find your phone?
Went camping once in the Boy Scouts back when I was a kid, and immediately in the middle of the night, my tent mate said that he needed to go to the bathroom. So we walked out at the front of the tent, and he pulled out the flashlight, and all the batteries from the back of the flashlight fell out and rolled down the hill into the river. And I was like, okay, not a big deal. I packed extra batteries. We'll go get extra batteries. And he's like, all right, cool. And then I heard him flipping the switch on the flashlight. And I looked back at him and I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, well, how are we supposed to find it without the flashlight?
Smart guy there. All right. So with my very, very prestigiously high 5,
Uh-huh.
fine.
You think everything's safe, Ryan. That's really where your head's at.
That's okay.
Everyone else is creeped out. And you're like, why are you so creeped out? Everything here is normal. Which also could just be Lord Dadu.
I mean, he's used to the creepy. He really is.
But anyway,
So he kind of is. So not knowing anything though, I'm
you see the scene around you. Like you see what's in the room. You see what your friends are doing. You just don't sense any type of danger.
That's fair. However, I can see that I'm in a room that's only lit by 4 flames, right?
Correct.
All right. Well, Lord Dadu, being the amazingly trusting person that he is and everything, yeah, he's gonna put his hexblade to work.
Okay.
And by that I mean, first he's going to enact his curse upon it, because that's what makes the hexblade the hexblade.
Right.
And by that I mean he's gonna, while still in the elevator, because why go anywhere if you're gonna, start a curse. I don't know if you two are gonna be able to will they be able to hear me talking?
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
Not unless you're yelling.
Well, I don't really know if he would yell this or not, but
Hmm.
player wise and everything, my curse is a chant,
Hmm.
and it goes like this: cursed be thy days, cursed be thy nights, for this blade is cursed with the unholiest of lights. Cross thy blade and your light shall fade.
Hmm.
And at that,
Right.
my blade for my sword turns a bright green color. It now looks like you would see in the Star Wars movie. It is a lightsaber, and it is amazing. And with that in one hand and everything, I am going to stroll perfectly safely all the way over to Heather. What's your character's name? again?
Cholula.
Cholula. And I'm gonna say, hey, what'd you find out by looking at them bones? They look kind of bone-like to me.
So,
I
Ryan,
like it.
you had declared that you wanted to use green, right?
Yep.
Makes perfect sense for the situation. So you're coming over here. Now, the
Yeah.
question is here, actually, let me do it like this so it makes more sense. There, where that opening is right there is the opening to the elevator. So you're coming out here and coming directly over here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
All right, so you are there.
I'm just gonna ask her what she found out about the bones that she looks like she's studying. Because that's what people do when they want information. They just ask. So,
So-
what'd you find out?
So Ryan is declaring to use his turn to engage you in conversation. Now, if you choose to not engage Ryan in conversation, that's fine, but that is technically your character's choice. So he's coming over and going, hey, so what'd you find? And your character goes,
Her character walked away. That's very sad.
isn't it? So if you want to do what you were planning to do, where you were going to tell somebody Ryan's right here, and you can use right now to have that conversation.
Okay. So yeah, let's do it. Dead something spiders. Run. I don't know.
Dead something spiders.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I meant to write it down, but I didn't.
It's the death's head spiders.
Death's End spiders. That's right.
Now, me being me, do I have any idea what that actually means?
Can you make a nature check for me? If you can't, if you can't do nature, you can also make an arcana check.
I was hoping history, but you know. I mean, nature and arcana are the same for me, so. Ooh, look at that. I got a 9.
Hey.
Nice.
So yeah, you would have heard of them. Death's head spiders are incredibly vicious and are very prevalent in the forests around this area.
Oh, joy. Can I shout this out to Kelly?
I was gonna say, am I in earshot? If I can hear the whatever moving, I imagine I can hear them, right?
Give me a sec to see. We got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Yeah, you're within earshot. Absolutely. So you wouldn't have been able to hear them having a conversation, but Ryan, if you or Heather, if you decided to choose this as the moment to raise your voice to above a normal speaking tone, Kelly should hear you, even if you don't go, hey.
All right, so I'm gonna yell it out to Kelly. Yo, there'll be bad spiders in this place. We might want to leave.
Okay, awesome. That makes it my turn.
It's,
That was a threat, like.
I was like, it's so ominous.
No one wants the DM to have a turn.
Can I
Oh,
warm up
gosh.
my D20? It seems to be a little cold.
I'm the newbie here. Should I be scared?
Escape, escape. Oh, actually, yeah.
This is how experience points are gained.
So, as you're all standing there, sort of having this heated conversation, the pile of skeleton spider bones that's in front of you moves northward towards Kelly. Not in any way that looks like it's threatening, but definitely moves in that direction. Kelly, from your vantage point, you not only see this one move closer, but you also see the one that was further south in the room moves closer, and the one that was in this corner also moves closer.
Yay, everything coming towards us.
However, the one thing that you do notice from your vantage point here is that the fourth pile of bones over here did not move. And that's my turn. So Kelly, it's your turn now.
Right, so we don't know if that, okay, so we have some noise happening and the bone's not moving, but all the other bones are moving. Are the bones actually like spiders on the bones or just spiders that look like bones?
So it's really hard to tell that they are in fact spiders, but they're all spiders that have sort of a chitinous outside. Once they reach full grown, they grow to about the size of a Jeep Wrangler. And the outside of them has armor that's about the same quality as like an armadillo.
So these things aren't full grown, right?
No, the ones that you're seeing right now are about the same size as like a US quarter.
So really that X that's going toward her is about that big, huh?
Mm-hmm. Well, the X's aren't that big because each X is actually give or take about 30 of them.
30 quarters moving towards you. Quick, somebody get a change machine. Sorry.
But we know they're deadly, like that's 30 little itty bitty deaths coming towards us. Except for the one in the corner that did not move.
Right.
And there's also a sound, and I'm hoping that means that the room is not getting smaller.
And the walls have not moved. That is true.
But there is some sort of noise. Can I mention that to them? Of like something else is happening. So
Actually,
those are
you know what?
moving towards us and there's some sort of noise since I touched the torch.
You're right. I actually should have said something about that. Right at the end of my turn, after those spider piles started moving around, you hear this the sound of a sliding stone come to a stop with a thud. So
We can't see anything that's happened.
nothing.
Even
seems to
with
have
the bright
changed.
green light going on, we're not sure if an opening anywhere.
Nope, nothing seems to have changed visibly in the room. But you definitely can tell, I'm not even gonna make you make a roll at this point. You definitely can tell that whatever the hell you did set something off. So.
We just don't know what.
just
Can I
don't
tell
know.
them that though? Like they're now on the same page of me of
Yeah,
we now
absolutely.
have
You-
moving
you can
spiders
say
and
that,
something.
Well, I was gonna say, you can say that, and also Heather has already heard that noise. So that would give Heather a little bit of a bonus as far as trying to figure out what the hell is going on here.
Would Heather know anything more about the like breeding thing and like why that would be like this room? Like, is there anything special with the spiders in this room? Like you said, it was a breeding ground, so maybe
well,
it's,
you know, I meant that more in a loose term. It's not like there's like a hospital sign or something. But yes, so technically I've given Heather every bit of information she can get at this point with these. If you wanted more information than this, you would either need to make an additional skill check or you would have to defeat it in combat.
So what we're trying to do, do we want to attack it? I don't know if we want to attack it. You said that it would come at us in a threatening manner. It was
Didn't
just
seem to.
coming over to us.
Uh-huh.
I'm not all for attacking it yet. It's not attacking me yet.
Okay.
So should we check out the one? I'm checking out the one that's not moving because maybe that's
Sure.
a reason for that.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
I mean, you have to go past the two piles that are moving towards you.
But I mean, is anything happening with that? What are my consequences of moving past the spiders?
There it is. All right. So what we're talking about here, just so you can get a closer look at this. You're up here, and the one that's not moving is over on this side. So each one of these squares is 5 feet, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 90 by 90. You could do it, but it'd take you 2 turns of nothing but movement.
Okay.
Where would the first turn end her movement though?
Right there.
That's just something to consider with how, I mean, that puts you pretty much the same equal distance that you are from the spiders now.
Well, it puts you the same equal distance from this one, but puts you way the hell away from these two.
That's true.
But also you need to keep in mind that if in fact these are a threat, that does move you away from the rest of your party.
And away from Ryan's redo. If we all
Correct.
plan.
No, the redo is literally the whole scene.
No, I'm just kidding.
So tell me, I mean, you could move in any direction here. Just tell me which direction you want to go. I mean, you could even move it a diagonal if you want. It's just that you have to walk around the elevator car.
Yeah, I'm curious why the other one didn't move. There's something to
you-
that, right?
So you want me to move you as close as I can get you to over here?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And are you going to
Curiosity kills
convey?
the cat.
Are you going to convey any information to us as you're going as to what you're doing?
Me?
No, Kelly.
Am I allowed to? Am I allowed? I'm a chatterbox. I tell you everything exactly what I'm doing. I narrate exactly what I'm doing the whole time if I could, but he's saying you can only say so many things to your comrades, right?
No,
I'm new to Dungeons and Dragons too. I didn't
Yeah,
know there's some
no.
rules.
See, and that's the reason why it's important to have a really good dungeon master, because then you don't have to. Because then you just tell me what you're trying to do, and then I say, go roll that plus that thing.
Love
You
it.
don't have to know everything. So yes, you can speak, but that's the only thing you can do because you're using everything else you've got to move. So if you want to speak to your party members, you can do that as you move through the room.
Yeah, I at least want to let them know I'm checking that one since those are moving.
Okay, cool.
That
Then
also lets us know that 3 out of the 4 piles moved and 1 did not.
Yes.
So that's helpful. to
which
us.
actually is probably the thing that both Heather and Ryan would be immediate to pick up on. Is like, okay, I'm gonna move over there because that one's the only pile that's not moving. And the two of them are like, what piles are moving? Heather, it's your turn.
Honestly, I wanted to check out the non-moving ones as well.
Okay,
Um,
let's see.
either that or I need a flamethrower. I'm just kidding. But I did just notice that I have a poison defense. Hildorf. Whoop, whoop.
So do you want me to do the same as I did with Kelly, try and get you as close as I can to that X? Or do you have a specific idea in mind of how you want to do it?
I'd actually like to join her and walk over because
So,
I
like,
feel like
over the
we should
top over
stick
here?
together. Yeah,
Okay,
hopefully that's not a mistake.
let me go and count out those squares and see where that ends up. You technically are right on top of her, which means that you either get the square before or the square after. Do you want to be closer to this side or this side? The one closer to the wall or the one further away from the wall?
I'll go to the closer to the wall, I guess.
Okay, cool. There we are. Okay. Ryan, what are you gonna do?
Very interesting question. How close can I get to that 4th X if I don't go join them?
You mean the one that's not moving?
Yeah.
Let me see. There.
Ooh.
Where that little
That's-
green X is.
That's what, 10 feet away from it?
Yep.
All right, if you go back 2 from that and up 2 from that, should put me
Here.
there. Can I get there?
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead and move me there.
Okay.
No way, if the thing is gonna attack, hopefully it'll attack me. And I should be close enough to the 2 of you that you guys should see if I, suddenly go down in poisonous flames. Or venom, as it may be.
Okay. So you're all moving over towards that side. First things first, let me move these.
Seems to be the fun side to go to. Ooh. We're gonna combine and join Captain Planet. I just feel it.
I forgot to remove the torch from that corner. There we go. I just realized how silly it is that Torch went and grabbed the torch. Okay, awesome. So all of those other piles of spider bones all begin to come together in a little area over in the one corner where you had pulled that torch from. The 4th pile still does not move. However, Ryan, your passive perception is a 15?
14.
14. This close to it, to that pile right there of spider bones, and you can hear the sound of this sort of whirring, like imagine like machinery, just.
Interesting.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay. So whose turn is it then?
And here, just to keep it. You hear it coming from that general area.
Yeah, okay. Love it.
Ryan, while you are dealing with that, the other two of you have 13s on your passive. You should be able to hear the sound of, it almost sounds like have you ever heard a fork go down a garbage disposal?
Mhm.
Kind of like that.
Ooh,
As you see the piles of bones begin to sort of reach out and grab onto each other.
oh dear.
Are gonna try.
There's going to be a
Um,
fight.
And that is the end of my turn. Kelly?
All right, so it seems like the spiders are attracted to the darkness though, and not the light. So maybe the torches were in the corners on purpose to keep them at bay.
That's a good hypothesis.
So I don't know.
But
We're moving closer to the one that's whirling that we don't know is whirling yet, though. So I'm moving closer to that one, closer to Ryan.
okay.
Like Ryan's idea of staying in front.
Here-
Since we don't have William to be our guard.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will move you. How close do you want to get? You want to get right next to Ryan?
Yes, please.
Okay, do you want next to Ryan or behind Ryan?
Behind Ryan.
Right there. You're close enough now that you also can hear the whirring. It's disconcerting to say the least, seeing as how this entire civilization doesn't have a lot in the way of technology. So it's a very concerning sound to you. Heather, what are you doing?
I think that I would like to get up and examine those bones.
The fourth pile?
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to get right up next to them, you've got enough movement, you can do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Now, I don't want to make this call for you. Do you want to be like over here where you're closer to your friends? Do you want to be over here where you're closer to where you were? So you're like next to the wall?
Let's do closer to closer to friends.
Okay. So we'll put you right there. So you are inside of the proverbial circle of sound that is coming from over here. So now that you're this close, I actually want you to make an active perception check. Just make a perception check.
Six.
Okay.
Welcome to my world.
The sound of the whirring is so loud, it sort of drowns out anything else in this area. But you can still see the bones very clearly. The pile of bones here appears to be just as active as the other ones. However, it looks as though an entire section of it is clamped underneath the wall. Imagine a cat with its tail caught in the door.
Okay.
It is trying to pull away to be with the rest of them, but it's stuck.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Ryan, it's your turn. You want to see what you're looking at?
Dots and X's.
Mhm.
Yeah, like this is Connect 4. Okay, so Kelly told us that she heard a noise over by the other torch when she took it.
Mhm.
Like she told us it was sounding like a mechanical noise.
Correct.
And I can hear a mechanical noise coming from the direction of the pile of bones that aren't moving.
Correct.
Am I smart enough to figure out that that could be a switch? And if I move that torch, that thing could be released?
I would say that with the information you have, you can make a, let's call it a history check with advantage. So that means you get to roll your D20 twice and take the higher of the two rolls.
Come on, good number.
Hey,
That's like a 22.
Hey, awesome. So yes, immediately after you see what's going on, you hear what's going on, you put 2 and 2 together in your head. And this sounds like a really old school 4-piece locking mechanism that's hiding some sort of a door. So you can't see where the door is, but you would bet your life that those torches are the key.
So I'm going to pass this information on to my colleagues here because they all should be within earshot of me.
Correct. You're all close enough. You can talk to each other.
Pull the torches off the walls.
yeah,
See, the one hand of me says the other 3 didn't attack us, but perhaps the other 3 didn't attack us because they don't have the 4th part yet. And so do we err on the side of, oh, maybe they're good-natured venomous spiders that are really, really deadly and, you know, get extra points for killing us with their venom and everything? Maybe they're just really, really nice. Or do we slay the one before it can join the other 3 and make a really big monster a little less big before they gang up and try to attack us? So I'm going to ask my colleagues this question.
oh my gosh.
Are you going to ask the question, Ryan? You've got a do-over. You could just do it. And if it doesn't work out, just undo it.
Yeah, but I don't know what else is going to happen.
That's true. That's true. But I want you to remember this do-over is only good for tonight. So
Yeah.
you have an hour until it's no longer good.
If you're asking for a vote, I'm gonna vote good natured. I own a tarantula. They're adorable.
Right. I was the weirdo in my
What do you
4th grade
think?
class that wanted to take care of our pet tarantula. Everyone else was
Yeah,
like, why do you want to touch a spider? It's like, because they're cool as hell. That's why.
we got it because it was a school, you know, it was a classroom pet that nobody wanted to take home, and we're like, we'll take it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good. Finally get home. So yes, plans.
Cholula, what are your thoughts?
Cholula's kind of she's an attack first, think later type of gal.
Also knowing full well that these spiders are very deadly.
Yeah, I like your idea. I would like to maybe take out the one that's stuck.
Mhm.
So I agree with Ryan.
Well, being it's stuck, that's almost like being prone, which means we, in theory, should have advantage over this thing.
You do get advantage to attack it. That is correct. But we're not going to bother with initiative because it can't move.
Yeah, but
So
it tells us who gets to go first.
If you're
Let's be
declaring
clear.
you want to attack it, right now it's technically your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack it. Because my character isn't as nice as Kelly's.
Okay.
That's all right.
Okay.
You voted.
Roll to attack, Ryan, with advantage.
Which one is that? Oh, well, that depends on which attack I want to use, doesn't it?
It has to be a basic attack. So just like your melee weapon.
All right.
So only because it's prone.
Nice.
11. That'll hit.
Okay.
Nice.
So then I do the other one, right?
Mhm.
Ooh, rocking them high scores.
Okay, that's your damage. You got advantage to hit though. Do you want to try and roll another hit with that? because you could roll a 20.
Yeah, but I could roll a 3.
It doesn't matter. You only take the highest because it's advantage.
Well, then it doesn't really hurt.
Look at that.
Wow.
Still doesn't do me any more damage to
It
it.
doesn't crit, dude, but like, that's a much better roll. Just, you know.
It very much is.
Okay, roll for the damage now.
Didn't I already do that though? Isn't that what
You
the 5
did,
was?
you did damage on the first one.
Ooh, 3.
I'll let you take the 5. I figure that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, because you get to take the higher. That's not the way it's meant to work, but I don't really care. That makes sense. Whatever. You hit better.
My dear, yes.
Yeah, so 5 damage. It's prone. So Ryan, are you aiming at a particular part of this thing, or are you just slashing down onto its sort of center mass?
I'm not aiming at the part that is stuck because I want that to stay attached to it
Okay,
so that it stays
Um,
stuck.
so we'll just say center mass then. So you just sort of hack down dead center on this thing to deal as much damage as possible.
Right.
You hit it dead center down the middle, and you hear a screeching sound,
Sweet.
not from in the room with you,
Oh,
but from around you somewhere.
that's not good. I'm assuming my colleagues heard this too.
They do, and as you hit it, these piles of spiders form into 2 larger spiders.
Oh dear.
This is why we're killing it first. So that it doesn't turn into one really, really big spider.
So now you're effectively looking at 2 piles of spiders that weigh probably about 150 pounds apiece, and each one is about the size of a crab.
It's not very big. Just saying.
Yeah, but now there's a lot of them, and they're bigger.
Oh dear.
And yeah, that's everything because the other one can't move. Yep. So that's my turn. What are we doing now, Kelly?
Team voted to attack it, right? So we're attacking?
Sounds good. In fact, at this point, since we've already had the one swing, let's go ahead and do initiative. Can everybody roll initiative for me?
Initiative.
Since we're going to go ahead and lean into an actual combat phase.
Where do we roll for initiative again?
There's just an initiative score on your sheet.
Right. You just click that.
Yep.
Ryan, where is it?
You got a 12.
Right next
Cool.
to your armor class. Right above.
Yep.
15.
All right.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. All right. So Kelly, you're going first. So you want to attack this thing?
Yep.
How do you plan to attack it?
I don't know. I have a crossbow.
Okay. If you're going to attack with a ranged weapon, you actually attack with disadvantage because it's prone.
No.
It's
Then I won.
it's so close to the ground, it's harder to hit. So that just means that you roll twice and then take the lower of the 2 rolls if you choose to do that.
Or
Doesn't
use a
have-
different weapon.
Yeah.
Or
right.
use a different weapon or a spell or any number of things.
Yeah, I'll use it. I have a dagger, so I'll use the dagger instead
Your
then.
dagger.
So I'm gonna attack, right?
Uh-huh.
Attack button. That's dagger.
Hey, nice. That's a hit.
How about a
Hey.
possible hit?
What is the damage?
What do you do damage?
Click the one next to it.
Is that what it is? All right.
Nice. Okay.
Wow. Oh, really? That's good.
Well, I mean, you rolled a d4, so really any number that you get is going to be low. Don't worry about that too much. So we've dealt it 6 damage so far. So This pile of bones that is down on the ground, the teeny tiny spiders, is not looking good. Like the spiders are just barely twitching now. They're not moving very much. The ones that are close to the wall appear to all have been sort of forming together to push with as much of their mass as they can to get them out from under the wall. But it's not working too well. Heather?
I'm thinking.
Now, the other ones are behind the elevator pretty much, right?
Mhm.
We
Yeah,
don't
they don't
know
have
if
line
they're
of sight
stopped.
on you.
Okay.
I'm concerned that if I try to attack again, if they're back underneath, I might not be able to get to them. However, I had a thought, because I have a crossbow and it says light. Does that mean light? Like as in like,
It means that it weighs very little.
oh geez, okay. All right. Then I guess I'll just attack it with my warhammer.
Okay. Hey, nice hit.
Sweet. And then
Okay.
I pick one of these things under the damage.
So the question is, if you're swinging with one hand or both hands is more damage.
Oh, I see. Okay, so one of them has like a little hammer with like is that the two-handed one or?
That's the two-handed one.
Okay. Let's get crazy.
Woo, top damage.
Ooh.
All right. You come down hard with a sickening thud, and the whole pile of them stops moving. And then you hear a following shriek. And the room begins to descend. And it moves very, very quickly downward. So fast that you don't have enough time to react and run back to the elevator as it's left dangling above you like a chandelier.
Holy buckets.
And looking up at your only exit, drifting away from you at a very unsavory pace, you see that there are now two giant skeletal spiders that are slowly descending on webs down towards you.
Wait, what have we done?
But as the room comes to a halt, you see that there is a door on the south wall. Let me show you.
Should be pretty close to that door.
Ignore all of this. I'm not going to bother erasing it right now. There is a door on the south wall. It is made of purple wood with gold inlay, and the entire inlay of it looks like a giant web filled with eyes. The door is slightly ajar. That was Cholula's turn. What is Lord Dadu doing now that they have dropped to the bottom of this pit?
All right, so there's two spiders still in the.
They're like 120 feet up and slowly descending. They move
And
about 30. They move about 30 feet per turn.
You said they're 120 feet up?
Correct.
Okay, and so it's going to take them 3 turns to get to us,
Correct.
which is awfully nice. Kind of, and those were the same two that were in the upper corner, right?
They just came together and became bigger spiders.
Right. No, I'm fine with that part.
Mhm.
Sort of.
Everyone's fine with that.
Hey, they're 3 turns away from me, and I got googly eyes looking at me from the door. What could go wrong? I'm close enough to the door and everything. I'm just gonna try to go open it and see what happens.
Okay. You open the door, and the two of you lose sight of Ryan.
Oh, did I die?
You just vanished.
Oh dear.
Oh.
It is now my turn and the spiders are now descending. And now it's Kelly's turn. We have 2 turns.
So we can join Ryan into the unknown, or we can
You
start
can either run through the
crossbowing,
door or you
shooting
can-
at some
yep.
spiders.
Yep, you're following it just fine.
All right. All right, crossbow some spiders, right? All right. We roll, right?
Mhm.
Think.
11 to hit and then 2 damage. Good. Yeah, you hit one of them. Nice. Okay. And that's your attack. Now you still technically can move if you want to. Or you can just hold your ground and wait until your next turn to attack again.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold.
Okay. Heather, what are you doing?
I like where she's going with this. I'd like to maybe crossbow a spider. Though, did she kill it or is it? No.
Didn't
Okay.
sound like it.
No, it took a bolt into its bony carapace.
Okay. I'll hit the same one.
Okay. Roll to hit. That's a hit.
Nice. And then this guy.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Then. Now I know I haven't done any type of declaration of this so far, but because we're at a place where we're transitioning from one area to another, I'm going to go ahead and denote that at this point, William's character goes through the door.
Ooh.
William, you'll understand later. We'll talk about this.
Hint, hint, wink, wink. I'm just saying.
And now it's the spider's turn again, who descend another 30 feet.
Wait,
Well, one-
it skips me because they lost sight of me?
We'll get to it in a minute, Ryan. Trust me.
I have a quick question. Kelly, when it was her turn, she shot and then she could have moved. Was I able to
Oh,
move?
yes, you can also do that. So in any, that's what I was trying to talk about earlier, is the different things you can do in a turn. You get the 3 stages, which are called a standard, a move, and a minor. So a standard action is like an attack, a spell. If you want to try and make a skill check, things like that, those are a standard action. A movement action is you're able to move from one place to another at your full speed. And then a minor action is something like being able to say something, being able to pull something from your pocket, things like that.
I'm kind of concerned about Ryan, so I wanted to just move closer to the door.
Okay.
After
Yeah,
Ryan.
so we'll move you closer to the door. You want to say 5 or 10 feet away from it.
Can we rewind the video? Because I didn't think I said I went through the door. I just opened the door.
I know
It
what
sucked
you
you in.
said, Ryan. I'm telling you what happened.
I think for that reason, maybe 10 feet from the door, just so I can get a better look, but not get too close.
Okay. Passive perception 13. From this close, you can hear the whirring sound again.
Hanging out with a bunch of bees. It's okay. They don't get along with spiders.
So the spiders descend and you have one more turn. Kelly?
I'm gonna keep shooting at it. Let's see,
Okay.
but let's take our chances.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Well, you don't have to worry about the damage because if you roll a nat 20, then you're dealing like your max damage.
She didn't roll a nat 20. She rolled an 18 plus 2.
Oh, it was only showing me the end number. Okay. Okay, yeah, you hit for 1. Is it to the same one you were attacking before?
Yes.
Okay. That one now has 3 bolts in it. Okay, Heather.
so I'm closer to the door. Oh, whoops. Um, do I see any better or?
You cannot see through the door. All you can see from where you're standing is a very bright light, and you can hear a whirring sound.
Hmm,
We're back in the bar.
Gosh, I hate the idea of leaving Kelly, but 2 of my party have already gone through the door. So I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go
So
through the
you're-
door.
We just
So Cholula gets as close as she thinks is safe, then looks back, and then goes through the door.
Okay, that might be crazy, but
No, you're
Um,
fine.
no,
That's
let's do it.
100% not crazy.
okay,
That's just-
okay.
I think that is the most hilarious subtext to it. It's like, hold on, I'm just gonna go see what's going on. Okay, and now I'm leaving. So yeah, just like the other people before, Cholula reaches out and grabs onto the door handle and vanishes. This leaves you with these spiders, Kelly, that now descend fully and are now standing on the floor in front of you. And as they both land, you see them sort of grasp onto each other and compile into this massive spider. It's probably the size of an alligator. Big.
But it's partially hurt, right?
As it sort of like melds into itself, you see it shuck off the bolts that you hit.
I'm going through the door,
Oh.
thanks.
And
I want to go through the door now.
It sort of splits out, so you can no longer tell that it's a bunch of smaller spiders. And now it looks like a full-grown death's head spider that is coming back into its life and looks at you with 8 beady, faceted eyes dripping ichor from its fangs.
Can I get to the door?
Let me take a look at your sheet. I want to see something real quick.
I want to say technically, if they were coming straight down from where they were, they should be on the opposite side of the room from where she was, and she should be closer to the door than they are. That's just my thought, though.
Let's see here. What do you got? Mhm. I want you to roll a d20. Because upon seeing this thing come into form in front of you, your wild magic activates.
It's either good or bad.
It's always either good or bad.
So,
What am I looking at? I'm sorry.
Kelly, if
roll-
you go into the left-hand corner of your screen, or the
Mhm.
bottom left, you'll see a die.
Actually,
Click
roll-
on that.
let's see, roll. Yeah, roll 1d100. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4th option down. And just tell me what the number is.
So I'm on the left-hand side. I see.
Okay, click on the die in the lower left-hand corner.
Oh, okay.
And then 4th up will be a D100. Just click on
4.
that.
Okay.
That should let you roll it.
And what number did you get?
Google to everyone, right?
Oh, nice.
What'd you get?
A 10?
A 10. Okay. With a 10, you cast Gust of Wind as a 2nd level cleric, and you blow the spider over onto its back.
Ooh.
It
That's not
touches
good
down
for spiders.
and it shrieks at you, and you go, "Oh hell!" And it's just. So yes, now you do have the freedom to run.
Oh yeah, I've gone through the door.
So you run to the door as well, and as you touch it, you also vanish. And you're the last one to leave the room. So as you vanish, you feel this sort of cold sensation on your back, like jumping into a pool filled with ice water. And it runs from the top of your neck all the way down to the soles of your feet. And then it just stays there. You feel this constant cold at the back of your legs. And then you're in. Ryan, you were the first one through, so I'm going to tell you what happens first.
Okay.
As you touch the door, trying very carefully to not enter the room, all of a sudden you are standing in a field that is beyond measure. You cannot see the end or beginning. It is filled with stars in all directions. And you have now found what that whirring sound is. There's a woman, looks to be in her mid to late 60s, that is sitting at a spinning wheel, spinning. As you see this before you, she motions with one hand that you didn't see that she had before. Didn't she have both of them on the spinning wheel before? And you feel yourself compelled to move closer. Immediately, as that happens, William comes into the room behind you. And now you're not alone. And moments later after that, then Cholula. But where's Torch?
She didn't show up, huh? This is what happens when you're late to the party. Jeez.
So Ryan, what are you doing? You feel this overwhelming urge to get closer to this woman. You can make a wisdom save if you want to try and resist it.
Sure, why not? The worst that happens is I go toward the lady, right?
Which is already sort of happening unless you resist it.
Huh, well, I rolled a 12.
That's pretty good. You immediately feel more yourself. You immediately feel like you're back in control. And of course you want to go see her.
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? But at least it's under my own free will, in theory.
As Ryan's character begins to move forward, Heather, you immediately see William's character take a step back and sheath his weapon.
Oh, well, that's not necessarily a good thing.
That doesn't necessarily mean you're safe. Something's just happening. Actually, you know what? You made that seriously badass nature check earlier. I'm going to let you make a religion check right now with advantage.
A religion check. That's this INT religion.
Correct. Yep.
How do I do the
You
advantage
just-
part?
No.
Just roll it and then roll it
Okay.
again. You take whichever one is the higher.
Oh, okay. What's B?
21.
Roll the nat 20. She doesn't need a higher.
You're not going to get better than that. But you know what? Roll it again. And if you get a second nat 20, this whole game is going to go a different way.
Oh dear.
Nope. But all right, still successful, very successful. So based on the amount of nature knowledge you got about both the spiders, you know, about what kind they were, what this place looked like, how it was all sort of set up. And now you see this big door covered in spider webs and eyes, and this old woman sitting at a spinning wheel. And you're not even a religious person, really. And yet, this sounds like the myth of the Weaver, a goddess from the old world before the age of mortals, spinning creation. She sits beyond the material plane. You are in the room with a goddess.
Wow.
Now I'm going to cut back over to you, Kelly.
All right, where am I?
Yeah, you grab onto the door and vanish and feel deathly cold. And then you're back. You're back in the bar. It's weird. Everything seems weird. It's hazy. You can't. Something's off. Something's really off. Make an intelligence check for me.
It's not in the same list. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Intelligence. Yeah, there you go.
Found it.
15. Beautiful. This is an illusion. This is definitely an illusion. It's so real. It's almost impossible for you to see through, but you can tell immediately that it's off. Everybody around you is making noise like you're in the bar. Everybody's moving around like it's a regular place, but something is not right. Make an investigation roll. And in case anyone is curious, investigation and perception are different because investigation is when you're actively searching for something.
Yeah, 20.
A nat 20, that's beautiful.
I need new dice.
As I said before, you can't see through the illusion that's around you, but you can tell it's not real. With that roll that you just made, though, let's see here. You can, you're trying to find a way to get through the illusion. And the first thing that comes into your mind is that, take your shoes off. And you can immediately feel the dirt between your toes. There's no dirt in the bar. Where am I? And you know that you're still inside that pit.
Okay.
Something's wrong. Why didn't you make it to the door? What happened? I need you to make, let's see, yeah. Actually, no, let's use your passive. Your passive perception is a 13. You can hear this clattering, chittering sound. It sounds like the spider, but further away. You can make an attack against it, but you don't know where it is. So it would be at a disadvantage. Unless Ryan wanted to use his inspiration die.
So that means you're gonna roll twice, and we'll see what the lower of the two is. And then if it truly sucks, I'm gonna use my inspiration die so to give you a third shot to see if you get something that it will actually hit.
Now remember, Ryan, we have 27 minutes until the end of this, and you're about to lose your do-over. You could use the do-over at any moment and undo any event in order to take it back to that exact moment.
And we'd still have full knowledge of where we were going, right?
Correct.
So in theory, if I use the do-over, I could shout out to them before I go to the door now or die, or you will die. Now, would that also mean that everybody would still make it to the same place I'm at with the possibly scary lady?
That's true. Which, see, here's the thing is that is if you set yourself back to that moment. You can technically set yourself back to any moment during tonight's game session.
Well, being on the plane with the old lady seems kind of neat, but yet it could be a really, really cool battle too. So Kelly, I'm going to interrupt your turn and everything because I really don't want you to have to face that big thing by yourself. I don't think you'll live. Although it would be a neat battle.
Let's fight an invisible spider that can't die.
It can die. We killed a fourth of it.
It definitely can die. It's just, you know, they're spooky.
It's just you can't see it. So that doesn't help. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use that do-over. And I'm going to rewind us right back to the point where we drop down to that floor. The spider's 120 feet up. The door is cracked open. And I'm going to say, hey, I've seen the future. If we don't all make it to the door now, you're going to die. I'm going to the door. Come with me or die. Don't
So
stay.
here's the fun bit. Ryan's the only one that remembers that. He's the only one that remembers everything that went on because it's his do-over. So right now, Ryan is yelling to you, follow me. Run. And you're like, no, of course I want to fight the spiders. Oh God, they're right there. Ryan, I need you to make a charisma check.
Okay. Oh wait, that's a Christmas save. What's it
Actually,
on there? It's,
You know what,
no,
you can use a skill for it if you want. Deception or what's the other one? Persuasion, if you want to. I mean, deception would be lying, but you know. Come with me, it's totally safe in there.
no, I already picked the words I wanted. They're good, honest words. There's
Okay.
a difference.
You miss saying, come with me if you want to live.
Mm.
Hasta
Yeah.
la vista.
But I'm not Schwarzenegger.
Okay, so Ryan, you are encouraging your group to follow you.
Yes. However, I rolled an 8, so I'm going to use my own inspiration die and re-roll that.
Good idea. It's okay, there's a potential to get one every week.
Nice.
It's a way better score. I got a 16.
Hey, there you go. Okay, so, and you're using persuasion?
No, technically that one was deception because I have a +6 to that one, but it doesn't
Okay.
matter.
That's true. So Ryan, you rolled a 16. If anyone wants to try and resist against Ryan and go and do your own thing, you would have to roll against them.
Or you can just come with me if you want to live. See,
He
now I
seems
got you.
pretty convincing with a 16, but you still have the option to roll against it should you want to.
No, I'm going through the door this time.
Okay. Heather?
I'd like to live too. Yeah, I want to
Okay.
live.
Funny enough, this time around, it looks like William is the one that took the longest to go through the door, but you all still make it because you got there before the spiders. You make it through the door. This time around, it sounds like Kelly went through first, though.
But I'm closest to the door.
Yes, but you were the one telling everyone to go through the door, and Kelly was the one who reacted to go through the door first.
Kelly ran like hell. Got it.
Right. You're like, we should go in this door, and Kelly's like, I'm already through the door. Anyway, so you zone into this area that I described before, just massive field of stars in all directions, incalculable space. And as you enter, the exact same scene unfolds, except for one big thing. The woman at the spinning wheel is no longer spinning. Ryan, you're the only one who knows that difference. She turns and looks at the lot of you and gives one of these. Now, she's not using any abilities or anything. She's simply beckoning you forward. How are you going to react to that? William, I'm going to go ahead and say, reacts exactly the same way. in a mixture of reverence and fear.
So I'm gonna tell the group straight out, hey, I've been here before. And although it was weird when I felt her beckoning me like that, I was still gonna go toward her anyway.
Question.
Mhm.
When I went through earlier, I looked at her and I recognized who she was. Would that happen again?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and just sort of hand wave that because it's the same check and everything. You're back in the same place. I'll carry that. That's fine. So yeah, you know that this is the Weaver. This is the Weaver. She is one of the many legends that is not supposed to really exist.
Are you gonna share that information with us?
Yeah.
Actually, Heather, knowing William's character the way you do, and knowing that they are a religious type, you kind of get why they reacted this way.
Okay. So is it me to say what to do, or is it still
Everybody has their own say to do whatever they want to say or do. William's character is not going to interact with anybody. The only
Okay.
time that I'm using it is to sort of flavor what it is that his character is doing.
Okay.
You are the one person in the room that has the ability to talk to this right now.
I think that I would just, I mean, assuming that I'm close to everyone, I would say this is the Weaver. And I think I'd be willing to approach her because I don't feel like with the type of deity that she is, I don't feel like it would matter. I mean, we're here. Let's go.
So your character essentially just goes, that's the Weaver, and then just starts walking towards her. Ryan, you see this. Kelly, you see this, and it seems a little suicidal, maybe.
Right, because
Here.
William
Oh my
is guarded up and she's like,
No, William put his weapon away.
William
Oh.
put his weapon away and backed up.
oh, and backed up.
Yes. William's
Oh.
reaction was, should probably put this away for now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know why I interpreted that completely opposite. Mhm.
Yeah.
So
So-
everybody's like off guard and she's cool. All right. And Ryan's drawn to her and she's
I mean,
going.
you
so-
technically don't know whether she's a threat or not a threat.
But everyone else
I
is
mean-
not treating it as a threat.
So far, yeah. This isn't me foreshadowing something. This is just me DMing.
I mean,
Yeah, no, I've
we're not
been
in a
taking
dark,
in info and trying to make a decision on.
we're
Everyone
not,
else is like, yeah, it's good.
we're
Okay.
not in a dark pit with spiders.
It's true.
And
We're not in a dark.
suddenly
pit.
we're in a place that has more stars than I can imagine ever seeing. And this lady's like, come here. And
I mean,
kinda
nothing
give it-
else is going to happen until we walk over, right? Like we're all like, let's go play on some stars.
Something will definitely happen. It's not like a game, like a video game where it'll just wait there for you. I will make a thing happen if you don't go over there. That doesn't mean you have to. It just means that there are other things we're gonna do then.
Can I make an investigation check to see if this is an illusion?
Ooh.
Sure. Yeah, I'll allow that.
It's an 18 plus 3.
Dang.
Okay. So you try to think of a way to check and see if this is an illusion. There are 3 good ones. There's sensory perception. If the illusion can't change the feel of things, most illusions can't. They can just change what they look like or sound like. You can use that. You can attempt to go to what you think might be there based on what you saw previously. Like you can try and find the door you went through, even though you can't see a door anymore. Or option number 3 is that you are fairly certain that this illusion, if there is one, is coming from this person, whether or not they are who it appears to be.
So option one, A, I can try to feel around and see if there's any kind of feel. Option B, I can again feel around for a door if it's actually there or not. Or option C, I can go toward the lady who's beckoning me, who my colleague has said, this is the Weaver. She's an old god lady.
Mhm.
Uh,
I mean, you technically don't have to go next to her if you don't want to. You could like pull an apple out of your backpack and chuck it at her. That's not the way that we talk to gods, though, Ryan.
no, not really. Well, I don't have the do-over anymore, but I'm gonna go ahead and walk toward her.
Okay. So
In a very reverent and respectful way, though.
okay. Kelly, as you see the two of them walking off, you're probably a little confused, and you're back there with William, who appears to just be unwilling to move any further.
Oh, dear.
You're
Going
muted.
with his instinct, right? Like something, I don't know. I'll let them check it out, right? You already said if I just sit here, something will happen anyways.
Okay, so you're going to stay back with William then. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so the two of you, Heather and Ryan, you move up next to this woman sitting on a stool next to a big spinning wheel. The thing that sort of comes off as confusing to you is that the closer you move to her, you don't appear to be getting any closer to her. She just appears to be getting bigger.
Oh, great.
As you get probably 60 or 70 feet away from where you started, you're now at the foot of her. However, she sits probably about 60 feet tall. The spinning wheel is just as big. And you can see now that the thread that is wrapped around her spindle is made out of this gossamer golden thread. And she appears to be weaving the same kind of spider webs that you saw all over her door. But she has put a pause on that now to pay attention to you. Come closer, child. Closer. As the air sort of seeps out between her teeth, you feel her get closer to you. Just why would you come to my home and kill my children? Please tell me.
Oh, no.
Mr. Ryan, I attack first.
And
ask
that's where
questions
I'm
later.
going to end game.
Oh, we got 12 more minutes to die.
No, it's a better idea for me to end it here, and William gets to come back at whatever the next step of this story is, than us to set up the next step of the story without our only person in the group that's religious to get to say anything to a god.
You make a good
I
point.
feel like it's too unfair.
See, it's a wasted do-over. You could do it right now and poof, we'd be right back where we were in the elevator.
See, I thought about that, and I thought, you know, I could have went to this lady as she was beckoning toward me to come there, which is going to happen, and you could have died. You probably would have died. You don't think she would have died with the spiders?
I know she wasn't going to die.
Oh,
I'm the
well, you jerk! You pressured me into using it.
I didn't pressure you. You chose to use
Uh-huh. Sure.
it. All I am here to do, sir, is to facilitate. If I didn't remind you and I waited until after I called game to say, hey, you lost your do-over, would you have felt better, Ryan?
If it had been 8:30 and I would not have used it yet, no, I wouldn't have felt bad because it would have been my own fault for not using it. But my
Okay,
other
Ryan.
thought had been to see how far I got to this lady, hoping that Kelly wasn't going to die. And then if Kelly died and or if this encounter went badly, then I was going to call us right back to where we pressed that button on, or right back to before we pressed the button on the elevator and said, no, wait, everybody out. This is a bad idea. We never would have went down there at all.
So, fun story. Based on the things that you have done tonight, each of you has gained 250 experience points.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Mhm.
Hey,
That should mean that we're level 2s.
I think so. I think you hit level 2 at 300.
I gotta
Let's
remember
see.
how to change that.
I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, 300, you hit level 2. Everyone is level 2 now. Woohoo! With 350 experience points. We can go over leveling next time if you two are not prepared to go into that by yourself. But I'm very proud of all of you. You went through all of these little puzzles I put together rather well.
yay. This is cool. I'm having a blast.
I half expected someone to die tonight.
Oh,
with,
really?
with one person down. I mean, there's
Wow, good
so
job, guys.
in 5th edition D&D, death, it doesn't happen easy. You essentially have to try.
Mm.
You get 3 death saving throws on each level. So when you reach 0 hit points or below, you then get to roll your hit die. And if your hit die succeeds on the roll, which means an 11 or higher, then you regain yourself to 1 hit point. And then somebody can come along and just heal you. If you fail all 3 of your death saving throws, you die. Done. However, each level, you get back all 3 saving throws. So if you use all 3 in level 2 and then we hit level 3, bing.
Nice.
Yes, but Kelly was at the bottom of a dungeon that she could not see the spiders that could attack her, or spider that could attack her. She's aiming wildly into what she hopes is there. And even if she went down to 0 and lost and succeeded the death saving throw, she's back to 1 hit point and there's nobody around except a spider. With the lady who just told us, why'd you kill one of my kids? I feel like she would have no problem taking one of our party.
Well, gods don't think like mortals do.
No, she's obviously really happy that we killed one of her children.
She seems really curious why you've been doing it, actually. Less mad, more curious. Like, why in the hell would you bother to do that?
Because Kelly likes to pet spiders. I like to squash spiders. There's a big difference there.
To be clear, just so we can all be very, very happy with what happened tonight. Kelly, you did not get poisoned. You did not get affected by the spider. Something else was happening. Ryan just undid it before it went any further.
Are you going to tell us what it was?
I'm not, because it can still happen at another time.
Oh,
Oh, snap.
I mean, not just to Kelly, but yeah.
well, I am not really sad that I used the undo when I did then, because this will be interesting with this lady. Maybe I'll
Yes.
let somebody else speak. Maybe hopefully William can speak to her better than I would be like, you freaked me out.
Well, the thing is that anybody that has come and declared to me that they have a background of any kind in religion, I'm perfectly fine with telling you all about the gods. If you don't have any background in religion and your character has no interest in religion, then you'd be no different than somebody on Earth that has no interest in religion. You might have heard of it once or twice. You don't really know any of the details.
So that'll be interesting.
Wonderful.
Speaking of, the game and such, when are we actually going to meet next?
Let's take a look at the calendar. That's an excellent question, Ryan.
2 weeks from now is December 30th.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Probably not the best time to schedule it, huh? I imagine everybody else has plans. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Well, yeah, I don't.
I don't have plans that I'm aware of.
Well,
What's that, William? I
Okay,
think he likes
so-
the idea.
so let's do this. Let's not plan a day yet because you're right. William's not here. We can't talk to it. For my side of it, since we're chatting about it at the moment, the 30th would be fine. I've got the day off, actually, funny enough.
Nice.
You should have
So
come to the office anyway to use that whiteboard.
and kick every bastard out of here. But if we want to push it further, we can push it further. If we want to try and do it before, it's probably not going to work too well because Christmas. But we could push it further if we need to, or something like that. I'm 100% flexible. But I don't think that we should talk about what is like hard set, what is the day until we talk to William too.
Okay.
Just to be safe, like right now I know he's sick, but let's plan for not having a plan at the moment.
Being we're recording. Get better soon, William.
Get better soon. We missed
We
you.
missed you, William. All right, I'm gonna turn it off.